Good morning. This week we are lighting the first candle on our Advent wreath, and it's the candle of love. It's the candle that reminds us that the surest way to experience the joy of Christmas is to share God's love with others around us. To truly become concerned about not just ourselves, but the needs of others. Because right now you and I are living in a time where, with this pandemic, it is so easy to focus on ourselves and to become depressed. And the best way to move beyond that is to remember the candle of love, reaching out to share that love with someone else. I saw a great story recently about a man named Chai Hansuwat. Chai Hansuwat was living out in California. He was involved in the tech industry. He had a great job until in April, because of the pandemic, his company had to have a lot of layoffs and he lost his job. Suddenly he had time on his hands and now he's trying to figure out what to do with it. Truth is, he loved woodworking. It had been about 12 years before he had a friend who asked, "Would you build me a bookcase?" He said he'd like to try. So he bought some tools, started working, and he loved it. He's now had friends ask, "Can you build me a coffee table? Can you build me this?" He has such a good time doing woodworking. Well, he has a 5th grade son. It's all virtual learning. He's having to do everything online from home. And one of the things that Chai noticed was that a lot of his son's friends were doing all of their learning while sitting on a bed or a sofa. And the reason was because they didn't have a desk. He started looking around and discovering that desks were now in short supply. With everybody having to work from home, so many people were buying desks, the price of desks had shot through the roof, and there was a real shortage. So he decided he could do something that would be a help. He got on social media and he said, "If you need a desk, I'd be happy to build you one for free." In 2 weeks' time, he had 18 requests. 18 people said, "Man, I could use a desk." So he set about trying to design one that he felt would be simple but nice. One that would be sturdy and functional. He designed it and he started building it, and he started giving these desks out to free. 18 different people, and what a blessing. Well, a news station heard about what he was doing, picked up the story, and they ran it on the news station, and suddenly it blew up. The next 2 days, he could not build a desk because so many requests were coming in. In fact, finally, when he had 250 requests, he had to say, "I got to put a stop for a moment." He realized he couldn't do this on his own. And he saw how great the need was. So he put out a call, and 10 other woodworkers all stepped forward and said, "We would like to help build desks." He had designed one that was efficient and practical and functional. And so now everybody started building desks. He created a GoFundMe page and said, "We're trying to help build desks for kids who are having to study from home and who don't have one." And suddenly he'd raised over $10,000 on a GoFundMe page. People who saw the need really did care. It is a part of the human nature to be able to look and want to help. With money coming in, people helping to build, things were cranking out and they opened up for a second order. I mean, they've now built over 500 desks. They're building them right and left, and so many people are being blessed. And I thought it was fascinating what Chai had to say. He said, "In my old job, I'd work 8-9 hours a day. I'd go to meetings, and then I'd make code. Now, I work 12 hours a day, every day. And I'm tired, and I'm worn out, and I've never been so happy." It really is true. You want to get in the spirit of Christmas? In the midst of a pandemic, you want to find joy? Then remember to experience the gift of God's love, and then go out and share that love with others. It's what it really does mean to love your neighbor, no exceptions. Go out and experience the joy of Christmas today.